hope you're having a great day, and I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Mine was really fun. I got to go back home and see my family for a few days, and when I returned, I saw a nice little package on the doorstep from Coastal Scents because I had placed an order there. There are a couple of things that are definitely new and very exciting, and as I was shopping for those new things, I stumbled across some other things that may or may not be new, but I just didn't know they had them. So if you're not familiar with Coastal Scents, it is a brand that makes a lot of those really large palettes. Like maybe you've heard people talk about the 88 Warm or just those different 88 colorful palettes. They've got all kinds of finishes, metallic, shimmer, matte. They're really nice quality palettes. I think in my perfect palette tag I mentioned the big 252 with the 3 levels in it. They're really great if you just want to experiment with a huge spectrum of color or neutrals or whatever it might be. I didn't get any of those jumbo palettes this time, but I did get a smaller palette that they've come out with, and it's called Revealed, and I'm going to double check the price, but I believe this was like 20 bucks. It's got 20 eyeshadows in it, and it looks like this. So they're all like same kind of size and format, you know, of the Naked palettes. And as soon as I open this up, like I start swatching and I'm like, oh, that's really similar to this or that from the Naked palette. So I'm gonna have to do either a video or a blog or something, side-by-side comparisons of these shades versus some of the Urban Decay ones, because I can tell you right now, there are some that are extremely close and like exact dupes. As you can see, it's a mix of matte and shimmer. The matte black is one of the mattes also. There's several like kind of mid-tone browns ranging from warm to cool up there. The vast majority of these shades have at least a little shimmer. There's just a quick look at some of the swatches that I just randomly swatched here on my hand. A few of those are matte, some are shimmer. Really nice quality from what I can tell. I mean, very soft, very pigmented shadows. An initial complaint that I have on this palette is that there's no mirror up here, because I often, with these smaller palettes, you know, when I'm doing my eye makeup, I just use this as a really close mirror typically, so I can really see what's going on with my eye makeup, but doesn't have one, so that can be a bit of an issue, especially if you wanted to travel with this and you need that extra mirror. But yeah, I can't wait to try this some more and review it, but that's called the Revealed palette. By the way, if you do order from Coastal Scents, you do get some fun little extras. This time I got this little I Love Makeup sticker, or they'll do like an I Love Makeup bumper sticker, which I have over there on my bulletin board, and they give a free hot pot with your order, so it comes like this. And that is a full-size hot pot pan that you can throw into your various palettes, whatever. Now, another new thing to the line, I was so excited to try these, are the Forever blushes, and there are so many colors. Like, I didn't even really know where to begin on the website, so I just kind of randomly picked a few that I thought might interest me, but these were, what was the cost? $7.95 each for these, and they're a pretty large size for a blush. I mean, I would say this is the size of most pressed powders. You know, packaging is just like Laura Geller's, if you're familiar with that. It's got the little window on the top, the partial mirror on the inside, and then there's your product. Poetic is definitely the most subtle one that I have, and I am wearing that today, but it still packs a major pigmented punch. I mean, look at that. This is kind of like a dusty peach type color. Another neat thing is on the website, it does clearly label what the finish of each blush is, because it can be kind of hard to tell just by looking at a website. You know, is this going to be packed with glitter? Is it totally matte? This one really appears pretty matte, if not a bit of a satiny finish to it as well. I just really love the natural look that this gives, and I love that I only had to just tap my brush right into it and then buff it on in, and it was fine. So I've still got 3 that I haven't tried, and these all seem really, really bright. This one is called Lovely, and it may be coming off a bit more pink on the camera, but it really seems like a bright coral in person, and I just touched my finger to this a second ago, and this is the color that comes off. It's got a little sheen to it, but a very pretty pigmented blush. I mean, this reminds me, just to touch these and see how much color payoff there is, it reminds me a lot of like the Sleek blushes. This next one is called Sleek, and I feel like it's a little more pinky mauve than this one is. This is Lovely, the one that I said was kind of like a bright coral. Very soft. Oh, I can't believe how soft. It's this shade right here. Kind of reminds me of an ultra pigmented like NYX Mocha. And then the final one I have here is called Beautiful, and it seems even more mauve-like and maybe a little bit plummy almost compared to Sweet, which was the one I just showed you. And this one seems pretty matte I mean, look at that plummy color you're getting off of that. If you felt frustrated with blushes or you felt like you had to pay a lot to get a really, really rich pigmented one, maybe check these out. And obviously I'm swatching these in a really concentrated way. You would never like have that much color on your cheeks, but really, I mean, I could tell from even the most subtle one I have, which was Poetic. I just barely tapped my brush into it. That was enough, just one time per cheek, and then just dusted in, and it was perfect. I can't wait to see how some of these brighter shades pan out for me, and kind of to look at the staying power of these as well, but definitely review material. Another thing that Coastal Scents has, which I'm not sure if it's new or if it just, you know, got past me, but it's the little concealer pans. They're doing individual pans of concealer. They come like this, and then when you take them out, they are totally wrapped, and there's even a little like plastic cap over them. So if you're wondering like, won't that dry out? It's all like totally wrapped and sealed in there. But I got a bunch of these because I wanted to do my own little concealer palette and test these out and see how good they are. So I got an empty 4-pan palette, and then I put shades 1, 2, 3, and 4 inside. And this is shade 5, which I thought might be a little dark. So far, in just swatching these, they remind me a lot of the textures of the concealers that are in like the Eclipse palette. They're pretty creamy and just a little thick, so they could really be good for, you know, covering discoloration on your face and stuff. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. So I've got, you know, a little range for myself to try these and maybe see what works best. But I just really thought that it was cool that these were sold in the individual pans, because for a lot of people, if you're just buying it for personal use and you're not a makeup artist, a lot of shades may go to waste in some of those larger, you know, pre-put together concealer palettes. So here you could just pick whatever you want. They really do have a pretty rich texture, so we'll see how that goes. And those were just $1.95 each, so if those turn out to work, that's going to be awesome. And then I also wanted to get some of their individual little pots here. Yeah, you could just take one of those hot pots, you could take one of those concealers, like if you said, oh, I'm just gonna try one. It could pop in here. I got 5 of these because I just thought, hey, that's a good thing to have, because sometimes I do depot things and for whatever reason may just want one to take somewhere, and maybe just, you know, one of those concealers really works for me. I can use that in here too. So yeah, nothing too fancy. They remind me exactly of the little compacts that you would get like a MAC eyeshadow in, exactly the same size-wise. And then lastly, because I'm obsessed with finding a travel brush set that has everything and is inexpensive and works well, I got a couple of the brush sets. The first one is the Color Me Fuchsia brush set, and that one was just $9.95. So it comes in a really compact little zip around case like this, and then these are the brushes. This is a powder brush, definitely like a full-size powder brush, not too small or anything. And then on the other side of the brush roll, there are 4 little slots. There's one teeny tiny like detail brush here. Check that out. Like, that could definitely apply like cream liner or maybe smudge out some eyeliner. There's a flat brush here that I think could be you know, a concealer brush or a flat brush for packing on eyeshadow. These are all really, really soft. They feel like synthetic bristles. I was really excited that this brush was included. This reminds me of the E25 brush from Sigma that I use all the time, a little bit pinched in at the top. Very same fullness. I think these are great for getting color in your crease and just wedging it in there and then using it to buff out. They work really nicely, so I'm excited to try that. And then you've got kind of a typical flat brush here, definitely a little more chunky than that other flat brush that I just showed, but it's good to have options, right? So this would be like kind of a standard brush for packing eyeshadow on your lid though. So definitely some good variety in this kit as far as eye brushes. You're only getting one face brush, so I'm gonna have to test this out and see what kind of looks I can come up with, like just using this brush set. I don't know why travel sets just fascinate me so much, but I feel like once I stumble across one that really does it all, I will be so excited. And I do like the Sigma Mr. Bunny or Mrs. Bunny travel kits. That was involved in my giveaway that I did. But I know that that kit can still be kind of pricey, so I'm looking for something, you know, in this like $15 kind of price range. And this one is $14.95, this other one, and it's called CityScape, and I kept the box here. It looks like that. It's got a really cute little quilted zip around case here, and it opens up like this. You've got your brushes covered by a flap, and then you've got an extra mesh pocket over here for whatever you want. While this kit is 5 brushes, in this kit you're getting 7. This one is a really soft angled blush brush. Definitely could work for blush, might be a little small for powder. Another one of those great flat eyeshadow brushes. Definitely not undersized on any of these eye brushes from what I can tell. This looks like a classic flat concealer brush to me. Another one of these great like E25-ish crease blending brushes. I'm glad Coastal Scents is realizing that people love this style of brush. These look like different bristles from the one in the other kit, but still definitely the same size and the same cut. This is interesting. It's kind of like a little smudger brush, but it's definitely a little bigger than my Sigma E21. I think you can tell that the bristles have a bit more movement to them, so this might give you an even more sheer smudge on some of your like powder eyeshadows or something. Love a great angled liner brush. This one's stiff, but it's still definitely soft, not scratchy at all. And then this I thought was really cool. A great little bent eyeliner brush. And this has a nice amount of stiffness there to the bristles. I think you're going to be able to use it and have enough control. But I love how it bends in so you can really easily get across that lash line. So I just can't wait to experiment with these sets and review them for you, because it could be, you know, a really great little gift idea to throw in with somebody's Christmas gift. That's it, everybody. That's the new stuff I got from Coastal Scents. Again, that eyeshadow palette's brand new, the blushes are brand new, and some of these other things like the concealers, the brush kits, I'm really excited to try them and let you know what I think. So thanks for watching my haul, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.